when I'm not auditing my monthly expenses and finding out that I'm paying a subscription fee to have Matthew McConaughey read me bedtime stories. I like to answer questions that I get on YouTube, so let's get to it. Speaking of arranging, how do you choose a key? Is it just to make life easier for your singer? Shouldn't C and G be good enough for virtually everything? Why is E so popular? It just seems like a major pain. Well, I'm not going to be wearing a Hawaiian shirt at a resort in the background without having a ukulele handy. So let's talk about keys, right? I want to address your C and G thing first, because I think that's actually important, and there's a lot of truth to that, really. Playing ukulele or guitar, the same principles apply. Let's go to the highest string on a ukulele, which is an A string, right? Third fret on an A string, just like on a guitar, is a C, right? So you play a C major chord. That's why I think it's more helpful to learn the chords as far as like where they sit in a key, stuff like that. So, you know, if you're gonna go through all like the main chords in C, you'd have like a C major, F major, G major, right? So let's say that's like the total wrong key for where the melody is, where you want to sing on top of it. You could just switch them to G, right? A 1, 4, 5 in C is C, F, and G. A 1, 4, 5 in G is G, C, and D, right? So the reason that those two cover most of your ground, and that's why a lot of people teach those two as groups first, is because they're so far away from each other, right? There's only 12 different notes in music, 12 different keys in music. So if we have the third fret on the A string is a C, let's see how far we are until we get to a G. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, right? I just went 7 notes higher to get to a G. So really, 7 out of 12 is a pretty long distance. In fact, you know, the furthest away you can get is actually 6 notes, because you can go up 7 or down 5 to get to C. You can go backwards from C, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, right? So usually if you know those two keys, you're actually in pretty good shape. Now, the reason that E is so popular is because it's a very guitar-centric key. But again, I really think that, you know, if you're maybe writing songs, the note that you should worry about is the highest note and the lowest note in the melody, in my experience, right? I've got this one song called Gone, which is the absolute highest note that I can hit, and I'll link to it if you guys are interested in it. But it's hard for me to actually bring that down because the lowest note doesn't sound as good. So I personally think that like every song has kind of like a natural key that it just sounds good in, and then you just kind of have to mix and match around to kind of find the sweet spot for the vocalist voice. So transposing things definitely is made for making life for the vocalist easier, but I think it can get just out of whack. And if you're coming at it from a writing standpoint, I think it's really important to kind of remember where the lowest note and the highest note is, or you might end up getting in trouble. Also, if you see somebody with like a capo on the 7th fret of any instrument, usually it's almost always easier just to, like I said, switch it. Because if you're playing like a 1, 4, 5 in one key up here, and then you can do the same thing on like the 7th fret. Let's say I'm going to play like a 1, 4, 5 up here. 1, 4, 5. Why don't you just switch keys and play a different set of chords lower, right? So 1, 4, 5 on the 7th fret is going to be the same as just using the key of G chords 1, 4, 5. So like, you know, 1, 4, 5. That's why it's really good to understand the intervals, the spacing between them, and thinking of keys as numbers. And then again, it gets a lot easier to kind of match the chords you're going for melodically. And like I said, really pay close attention to the highest note and the lowest note in the arrangement, and then try to do stuff from there. As far as like picking the right chords to go over, I made another video for that I'll link you to, so definitely check that one out. Do you have any tips or vlogs that give advice on how to remember them? I leave your vlogs all excited and enthused, and then I forget everything when I move on to the next one. I think the most important thing is just to think of your memory like a muscle, just like anything else. You can train your memory to do things. I remember when I was first starting to play live and play like 3-hour shows, it was so daunting to think of remembering 3 hours worth of songs. And like, I remember the first show I ever did that was that long, I kind of had like 40 minutes that I would just do like 3 times. And I was kind of like ashamed of myself because I really wanted the challenge of being able to like play the whole set through so the staff doesn't have to hear me repeat stuff. And then the more you do it, the easier it gets to memorize stuff. So I think that's one of the hardest reasons to improve if you only have like 20 minutes a week. That's why it's so hard to get better, because you're not really exercising your memory. Even if like your hands are going to remember the forms and stuff, your memory is the most important thing that you need to kind of flex every now and then. So that's why I really like numbering stuff, because it makes it a lot easier to remember. And then once you have the hand shapes and the hand forms in it, it's so much easier to get that stuff down and to be able to recall it once you can just break it into numbers. That's why I can't stress it importantly enough that once you really can like take songs and break it into like, oh, this is just a 2, 3, 6 in whatever key. That's why a lot of the stuff in like my beginner class, the stuff on the Patreon where I'm teaching the set list, I really kind of break that down to make it easier to just chunk that information together and to really just kind of flex your memory, because you'll be surprised at how quickly it improves. But that's why you really got to pick up your instrument as often as you can, whether it's just to refamiliarize yourself, then you're not starting from scratch over and over and over again and getting caught in that like cyclical thing that all of us get caught in every now and then. This guy's proof that I don't have to be that good at guitar to make a YouTube channel. I mean, I kind of agree with you, because now I'm a ukulele player anyway, so deal with it. That sucker is crisp. Like, that was some quality acoustics, plus the singing and playing were great too. So this is on the video I posted the other day about the Arturia Audio Fuse interface, and that's not an advertisement. I didn't get paid anything. That thing is just actually awesome, and it really has me considering selling pretty much everything in my rack and then just making that the main thing, because I really think that those acoustics sounded great. And as a lot of people were mentioning, the AD to DA, the analog to digital kind of interfaces, are really just improving so quickly that the only thing that really matters, I think somebody said that like the stuff that really matters is the stuff that moves, like microphones and amps and like speakers and stuff. So I'm actually inclined to agree, because really the newest generation audio stuff is so great. So you should definitely be stoked if you're just thinking about getting a studio, because all this stuff is good now and there's no excuse not to record what you're doing, even if you don't have professional ambitions. It's just so cool to get that high quality stuff at such an affordable price point now. So for listening homework, I'm going to throw you to my man Cody Cook, friend of the channel. He just released an EP, and it's like a really cool, chill, electronic / piano vibe that I think you should check out, because I'm really proud of my guy. So definitely show him some love over there. Check out the Patreon and all the classes and stuff, because I keep adding to them every week. I'm going to have some more videos up on there tomorrow. So I'm also taking requests, so if you guys have anything you want to see, let me know. Otherwise, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks a lot.